Welcome back. Today on Real Reviews, we have a speaker comparison for you guys. We have the JBL Partybox 310 versus the new JBL Stage 320. So first off, we're going to go ahead and start out with some specs. So the JBL Partybox 310 is two 6.5-inch woofers, two 2.5-inch tweeters, 240 watts of output power, lithium-ion battery, 3.5-hour charge time, 18 hours of run time, 38.4 pounds, but when I measured it, I really only got 37.2. It does have the JBL Partybox app support, has aux, USB, Bluetooth, 2 mic, 1 guitar jacks. The JBL Partybox Stage 320, it's two 6.5-inch woofers, two 1-inch tweeters, 240 watts of output power, lithium-ion battery, 3 hours charge time when it's off, 18 hours of runtime, 36 pounds. When I weighed it, I got 35.2 pounds. It does have JBL app support and the Partybox app. It has aux, USB, Bluetooth, 2 mic, and 1 guitar jacks. And now, as far as the speakers themselves, there are a lot of differences with these speakers. Let's just go ahead and spread them out real quick so you can see. And if we're looking at the front of the speakers, the first thing you're probably going to notice is the JBL badge. Here it just has a little aluminum badge right here in the middle. This has like a bigger, it's like a plastic giant JBL badge. Also, if you notice the way that the LED lights are, this is kind of like thicker around the speaker, around the middle. So it actually combines in the middle versus this one is completely separate in the middle. So that's the difference with the LEDs. And you're going to actually see the way that those look. Now on the JBL Partybox 310, you do only have the strobes around the sides. So you have a few strobes all around the sides of it. But on the JBL Stage 320, you actually have strobes all around the whole speaker area. You're going to see all of that as well. If you look at the tops of the speakers, let's take a look here. You're going to notice on the JBL Stage 320, you're going to notice it actually has the knobs. So you could turn the knobs right here, which is kind of cool for the lighting and also for the volume control. And on the 310, it doesn't have the knobs. It's lacking the knobs. So you kind of just have, up and down buttons here and buttons for pretty much everything. So that's the difference. I really like the way that the Stage 320 is on the top versus the 310. That is definitely something better, additional feature here to have these knobs. I like that off of the 710. And I really like it here on the Stage 320. As far as the handles go, on the 310, the way the handle works, you just kind of push it down and you pull it up like that. It's really easy. I like that. On the Stage 320, it has a little button here on the top. You have to press the button in to pull the handle up. And that's fine and good, because on this one, you do have to press it on the bottom. And I guess this rubber can wear out over time. But the problem is that when you're putting it down on this one, you kind of tend to get your fingers in the way. You want to like squash your finger in it because I already did that. Versus on here, when you press the button, you kind of just go like that and you press it down. You're kind of used to, you got to press it down from the top. So you're not really sticking your fingers in there and getting them squashed. So that's one thing I definitely like about the 310 over the 320. And now as far as the handles go, I mean, they're both basically the same. This handle looks a little bit better, but they're really kind of, I don't know. I guess this one's a little bit more flimsy. This one does feel a little bit sturdier, definitely. So the 320 handle does feel a little bit sturdier than the 310. So that's definitely, I have to give it a plus for the handle on the 320. And I definitely give it some points for the top right there. So now if we go ahead and we go to the sides, if we look at the side like this, first thing you're going to notice, there's no pads. So right here, the 310 has these nice little pads. You can lay it down on the side. The 320 has no pads on it. So you're not going to be laying that down or else you're going to probably be scratching up your speaker. And it's the same thing for the other side. There's no pads. On here, we have pads once again. So that is kind of nice to be able to lay it down. Now, we look at the bottoms of the speaker. See what we have on the bottom. We do still have the port right here, the spot. We can actually open this up. You can put it on a tripod. You have it on there. And you also have it on the 310. So those are both very similar. This one's actually on here a bit firmer. You want to go ahead and put this thing on a stand or something like that. So on the backs, you do still have the nice bass port. Differences on the 310, the bass port is a little bit, I guess, I don't know if it's smaller. I guess it's just like a vertical port. Versus on the 320, it's a horizontal port. I don't know. I like the way that the 320 port looks. I definitely really like that. So I have to give it another point for the look of the port. Now we're going to find out how it sounds here in just a little bit. So then, of course, you have your power adapter plug right there, the little cover. Over here, same thing. Nothing really new there. This one's a little bit bigger of a flap. This is a little bit smaller. This one's just smaller. That one's just bigger. Nothing really there. And then you actually have underneath here, you have all of your connectors for if you want to plug in a guitar, you want a daisy chain, whatever you want to do. Same thing back here. Only difference is over here, it actually has a light, which is kind of cool. Both of these are just little flappy rubber panels. So they are just going to eventually break if you open them and close them too much. This one kind of like comes down from the top, which is kind of less convenient because you kind of got to hold it out of the way. Versus this one comes down from the bottom, you know, folds down like that. But I think this one's going to be a little bit easier to break off. Now they both do have the same type of support. They both support plugging in microphone. You could do 2 mics. You could do 1 electric guitar. It does have the controls for both the mic volume and electric guitar volume, as well as the gain. It has the USB 5 volt, 2.1 amp USB plug. So you can charge your devices. You can plug in a USB stick there if you want to play music from it. Has your daisy chains, has your switch, has everything pretty much the same there. And then over here, we pretty much have the same exact type of ports. We have the mic port, the mic guitar port. Now this one actually has the volume control right here. Now this volume control on this side is only for the electric guitar. Whereas over here, you actually have 2 independent volume controls for the mic or for the guitar. But on the 320, you actually have your volume control for the microphone up here at the top, as well as the bass, the treble, and the echo. Where on the 310, you only have bass, treble, and echo at the top. So that's the difference there. Now, the other thing to mention here is that you do also have a TWS button here, versus on the 320, you have the pairing button up here at the top. The difference is the 320 and the 310 are not compatible. It didn't seem compatible with daisy chain or being able to pair them wirelessly. They just don't work anymore. So there's no way to do that. So this one right here, this TWS will only be for other 310 speakers or for like a 710 or anything in that series. Anything that's a stage series, you're not going to be able to actually pair with the older versions with daisy chain or with the buttons on the front. I mean, it does actually work with daisy chain, but it doesn't sound right. The other noticeable thing about the 320 that is really, really cool, this is something that the 310 does not have, and that is a removable battery. So this one right here, you just push this down. You can actually take the battery out, just like that. And if you have another battery, you can actually just take it and put it in there. So if your battery runs out of juice, you have a couple of spare batteries, just swap it in there, kind of like a camera or something. Swap your battery back in, push it in, lock it in place, and you're back in business. Now, the other thing to note back here is going to be the wheels. So these wheels, they're a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger, the wheels are. So you look at these on the side, how they look. They look kind of cool. They're a little bit thicker and bigger. They're not really rubberized or anything. On this one right here, you can see the wheels. They're more like a rollerblade type of wheel, a little bit skinnier. Now, I don't know which one's going to last better. I mean, I would imagine that maybe these rollerblade style wheels would be a little bit better than the flat wheels because, you know, obviously you could rollerblade on concrete or whatever. You know, these ones, I kind of feel like they might get torn up a little bit faster. Both speakers are really nice. They both seem to have a good build quality. They're both relatively heavy. This one's 2 pounds more than this one. And what are we missing here? I guess it does have a little port over here to put your phone. Say this one has it here on the top. And one other notable thing I wanted to mention between the 310 and the 320 is that when you have them both plugged in, or at least when you have the 320 plugged in, it boots up immediately. Look at this. Instantly on versus the 310. It just takes a while. There we go. It's finally on. And when you turn it off, let's see how fast it turns off. Do both at the same time. So the 320 turns off a little bit faster than the 310, but on, it's on immediately when it's plugged in. When it's not plugged in, I'll show you real quick. It's a little bit slower, but really it's still faster. So here, it's not plugged in. Go ahead and turn them both on at the same time. So there you go. Just a little something that I noticed there. All right, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually play 5 different songs on each one of these speakers so you can see which speaker sounds better, which speaker you might like more for your particular type of song choice. And so anyhow, just go ahead and sit back, enjoy the music.
Good at
All right, so there you have it. You have both of the speakers. You can hear what they both sound like. If you ask me right now which one won, I would probably say the 320 by a hair. It did sound a little bit better. It sounded like maybe it had a little bit more bass and not so much treble. And I would just probably say the 320 just won. There are a couple of things that I like better about the 310 though still. And like one of the things I like the pads on the sides here. I definitely like that. So you can lay it down on the side, which we use a lot when we use our projector. And the other thing that I also like is the way that the handle is, so it's not squashing your fingers when you put it down. And the third thing that I like about the 310 versus the 320 are the wheels. I think the wheels on the 320 look cooler, but I believe the ones on the 310 may last a little bit longer. I could be wrong, not 100% sure. But those are the three things right there that I kind of like about the 310 versus the 320. And the 320, I like a lot about the 320 versus the 310. I like the removable battery. I like the dials on the top. It's kind of like a mix between the 710 and the 310. So that's kind of cool. I like the extra lighting effects that you have, the different LED modes. I like the flashing lights on it that it has it throughout the speaker. So just a lot of things about the 320 that I prefer. And if I was going to go right now and purchase it, you know, from the beginning, I didn't have either one of them, I would definitely go with the 320, guys, I have to say. The 310 is still a great speaker. If this is a speaker that you have, this speaker is a great speaker and it works great for everything. So that's pretty much it. And if you're interested in purchasing this speaker, either one of these speakers, I will put a link in the description for both of them. And if you'd like to support the channel, please be sure to use the links in the description, as anything you purchase does generate a small commission for the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell button so you never miss another video on Real Reviews. See you guys next time.